Hey, we're in the shop. It's Friday night and we got some stuff we need to do to the car. Mainly because I need to get it back on all four wheels because I got to be able to roll it out of here. I got some stuff to do to the family vehicles this weekend. Zenon, my youngest boy, is at a sleepover tonight, so Lucas wanted to come in and figure I'd go over with him how to put the front end back together. At this point, I've taken everything off. I've put the new strut. I've cut the springs. I've got a new control arm with new bushings, and it's just time to put it all back in. I've patched up the rust inside the wheel wells, and I've sprayed it with rock guard to make it look like a $500 jalopy, and we're ready to slam it back together. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You gonna get your hands dirty?
Yes.
You gonna get those fancy sweatpants dirty?
Yup.
Sweatpant bandit over here. Hey, let's do it. Okay, so check this out. This is the new this is the old control arm here, right? This is a new one. These are called ball joints, right? They're like a ball in a socket and they move around.
Kind of like a gear shift?
Kinda. So what we gotta do is we gotta put on our sway bar link. So this is the old sway bar link, right? Feel that, see how much you can move it? It's pretty easy to move it around. Right? Feel the new one. Can you move it?
No.
Can't move it at all. Hey, that means it's a tight. Oh, I can't even move it. That's good, tight. That's really good, right? So same with this. Look at this. See how much that moves? That ball joint was blown out. Feel that one. Try and move that one. Nothing? That means it's good, right? Same with this one. This one was actually pretty good. Not too bad. There's no knocking around like there is with this one. So
Get out. There's no thing that comes up.
yeah, so we're good. And then one other thing we did, so you can't tell anymore. So look at this. They call this the lollipop bushing,
Yeah.
right? Because it looks like a lollipop.
Yeah.
So the original one, this hole was in the center, right? And it sits on just like that.
Yeah.
These are called offset bushings.
Yeah.
They change the front end geometry. That's stuff you'll learn about some point in your automotive education. But these are from an M3. E30 M3 factory bushings. They're solid. They're offset. So it's just an upgrade. Changes the front end geometry a little bit to do what? I don't know. But they were actually cheaper than it was to buy a new bushing that was centered. So I was able to press those in with my little ball joint press, and I think we can throw all this stuff in. Hey?
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Okay. So, well, a couple things we're trying to do. So see this hole? There's a hole right here. Yeah. This is called your front subframe. Engine mounts to it. There's that opening for that one. So what we should hope to accomplish is that ball joint well, it's pretty heavy.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need to walk it out of the way. Let's see on my leg. We gotta try and get that ball joint in the hole and then line up the lollipop. And I put that on upside.
You did.
Oh. Okay. Redo. And those are in there. Hand thread one. You got your impact wrench ready. Okay, drive them home. You're in reverse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So switch that button around. Push that button the other way. There you go. Okay, another one. There we go. Give her some more. Yep. Okay, next one, let's do it. Hit it one more time on the other one. There we go. Okay, that's in. So next thing we'll do is we'll get this ball joint in. So we have to do that from up top. There's a couple things we need to do in order to get that in. Okay, so can you see that little bolt sticking out right down there? So that's the ball joint. That's where it comes through. So I don't know what I did with the new nut. So the old one's in pretty good shape. So we're just gonna put the old one back on there. In order to be able to get a socket on that, we actually have to raise the motor. So if you look down here, I've actually taken that bolt off earlier because I had to jack it up in order to get a wrench on there in the first place. So stick your gun right on there. Here, maybe switch me sides. Slide over. Because you want to put it in that direction. Okay, and then I'm going to hold that and you crank on. Should be good. Nope. Oh yeah. Yep, you are. So, next step is to hook the sway bar links back up. So grab that sway bar link that's there. Alright, the way this works, just goes like this. This will slide in there nice and tight.
Yeah. Take the bolt out.
And then this. Like that. And then I gotta grab the bolt to do that. Or to slide in there. I'll grab that bolt, button her up. Okay. Sway bar's in. Next is the strut. The way the strut works, we have these three nuts. They go up through this pocket and then down onto this ball joint. So what we'll do is slide it over. Oh, careful. I'm going to take these three nuts.
Okay.
I'm going to put these three nuts up here. So what I want you to do is I'm going to stuff this through this hole.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got to get those nuts and just put them on hand tight. You don't need the wrench. You don't need the wrench right now. We're just going to put them on hand tight. So you just need to get them started. All right? So.
Okay.
Yeah, just enough to just get them as tight as you can, and then we'll use the wrench to decide. And then we need to attach this to the ball joint. Push down hard. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we need the small jack. Note the small jack. I want to wheel it right under here. Right there. Keep going. Okay, that's good. So this is called your brake rotor or a brake disc. Right? The way this works is we've got a brake caliper and it's got two pads on it, and when you push the brake pedal, it squishes those two pads against there, which slows the car down. That's how brakes work. Pretty simple. Alright, so
Because I always look on my brake, I go on the brake, that's exactly how it works on a bike.
that's right. You've got disc brakes on your bike, which is crazy. Okay. So this guy here, right?
Yeah.
That's called your tie rod, right? This is the outer tie rod. And what that does is that's hooked up to the steering column, to the steering wheel, and the other tire, and that's what steers, right? Yeah, a little bit more. Whoa. A little more. Okay, good. There it is, bud. Just like that. The whole front end, in this corner anyways, is back together. See if you can find a way to get that on there.
Yeah.
Watch your fingers. First, and then we just kind of lift on there. It's heavy and it's not easy. Okay.
Screws and the
So,
thing.
right, on a four bolt pattern, we always do a cross, right? On a 5 bolt pattern, we do a star. So whenever we tighten them up, we start with one, doesn't matter which one. Snug it up, go across, snug it up, and then across again.
Why do we do that?
It keeps the load, because what can happen is if you're going around in a circle and one's loose, you have the potential to bend the wheel or bend a stud or it doesn't seat properly. Right, so we move it around, we don't hear any noise from the brakes. Look at how well it rolls. That means the bearing is good. No, it's still not quite drivable yet. That's it, front end's on the ground, sitting lower. But just because we're here and we're in the roll, I'm gonna cut the spring in the back. So I'm gonna pop the spring out of the back. We're gonna cut it, and then we're gonna lower it down too and just see how it looks. I've got the new shock, so I'll just do that real quick and see what it looks like. We're just gonna roll a time lapse and we'll be back in like a minute. Here, come here, quick. Quick, look at this.
What?
Oh, nuts. I don't know if you can tell what's going on in here. Can you see that?
No. Ice?
Not quite. Look closely. Here, just take it. Don't tip it.
Rock?
No.
Chemical cloth?
It's a mouse.
What?
A mouse got in and tried to drink the beer and then it couldn't get out. Pretty gross, hey?
Sad.
That's gnarly. Ew, I've never seen that one before. That's a new mouse trap. Hey? Ew. Gnarly. Well, buddy, what do you think?
I think it is pretty cool.
Yeah? Hey, first suspension overall for Lucas. Anyways, it's back on 4 wheels. It sits pretty lopsided. I bet you I got 4-inch drop out of the rear and 3 out of the front. Just cutting the springs, it's all I did. The hillbilly suspension setup. I don't know if these are even the springs we're going to be using yet. That's all going to depend on what happens when we get it to Pop's Chops. We put it on the scales. We'll start playing with spring rates depending on the weight of the car. Right now, I was just kind of worried about ride height. Got new shocks in on the right side, just stock OEM replacement KYBs. They were like $30 each or something. The control arm, ball joint, bushings. We even got to upgrade to the offset M3 bushing for the front. All in all, pretty good. I'm not really going to do anything with the back right now. The back looks good, so I'm not going to bother with bushings or anything back there at this point. That'll be a down the road project. who knows what we got coming down the pipe. We got a bunch of stuff to do around the house and some other priorities to take care of before this goes. I won't even be able to make it out to the race that's going on tomorrow. Just not ready from a personal level. Motorhome's not ready. All that extra stuff that comes along with having a life. Anyways, what do you figure?
I'm tired.
You're tired? Yeah, it's getting late. Should we take that mouse in and show Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ooh, I don't think she'll like that very much at all. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for helping. That was fun. Hey, we'll get you in here a little more often, start figuring some car stuff out. Hey, anyways, ciao for now.